back to the GSTL where things are so exciting that I forgot to get a coffee during the break. But you know what? Because I'm so excited, I don't even think I need one.
No, definitely not. I am pumped for the next few games. This is crazy. This is getting insane. Shot of Boxer here sitting in the audience. And wow, Yu-Gi-Oh! That's the story of the GSTL match today. Slayers against MVP, and the first player for the Slayers team, he looks unbeatable.
Yeah, he certainly does. Honestly, like I said before, to me, at this point, I feel like if he doesn't get an all-kill, I'll be surprised with how he is playing right now. He's playing on fire, and this is not like a hype train or anything. I feel like he's actually just playing insanely well right now, like a top Zerg player should. Not missing any fungals, making sure his army's always in the right place. Very few mistakes. Yeah, he got a little bit lucky with some of the things that his opponents did, but it may be that that's because he struck fear in their hearts. It's hard to tell. But
Sniper.
Everyone is falling apart in front of him.
Yeah, Sniper has been sent out. They told him, hey, you have to take him out. You have to be true to your name and just annihilate him. If you don't, we're gonna lose here to one player. And for MVP, everything is on the line today. For Slayer, of course, they want to win the match because it's the last match that they'll ever play in the GSTL. But MVP, they still can advance here. Guys, the match is going live. We have a ZVZ and Tiga Shipyard is the map. It is the GSTL Slayers against MVP. People call it the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. It's live in a few seconds and commentated by Calvin Wolf. Starting to the top of the map is the Slayers Zerg player. He is angry and he's quite successful today. 3 victims already. He took down Noblesse, Vampire and Keen. Now he's up against the Zerg player. He is
Slayers Yu-Gi-Oh!
Don't want to activate his trap card on this ZVZ.
No, you don't.
So scary right now. His opponent, of course, for MVP, the 4th player. Can he stop the streak? He is.
MVP, Sniper!
Sniper, can he stay true to his name here and actually snipe this guy? That's his job.
He has to. He really has to. If he doesn't, I feel that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just murdering them all.
Yeah.
I asked Jessica during the break and I asked her, okay, what exactly did you feed him this morning? What did he eat? And she's like, yeah, no, it's not about that. She actually told me that she thinks that he only just realized that Slayers is disbanding today, that he's a little bit slow, and that's why he's so angry right now. I was a bit surprised by that explanation, but well, if it's true, whatever the reason is, he is on fire, like literally. He's burning up, and
don't get near him.
MVP can't take the heat.
If he loses, the next player who sits in that chair after him is actually going to have to wear a second layer of pants so he doesn't burn himself from where Yu-Gi-Oh! Was sitting. Now, both players are doing identical pool first openings right now. They're going to drop their hatches, and we're going to see a very, as I said, identical opening. So what will happen next is going to determine how this game goes. You see that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is actually getting an extra drone before hatchery, so it delays his hatch just a little bit, but we'll get a lot of extra mining from that drone. And at this moment in time, both players will scout the opening and the gas that's going down. And all sorts of choices about tech, who gets their lair first, do you make the offensive baneling nest or not? All these questions will be answered soon, and that's when one player is going to pull ahead.
And Tiga is one of the maps where you usually see this late game between 2 Zerg players, where you have the first Zerg Ling and Baneling composition, then later to transition into Roaches, and of course Hydralisk, so this is what it usually comes down to. It all depends on when you want to start your aggression first, when you want to go in with the Zerglies, if you really heavily commit to a Ling Baneling attack, or if you just try to get into this mid and late game scenario.
Yeah. Well, this situation we have right now is just, it's all about decision making, and I'm really curious to see if Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to be the aggressor here, because right now, in the games he's played, he has taken some slight risks to put on a little bit of pressure, and it's worked out incredibly well for him in all 3 games.
The thing is that Sniper is a really great ZVZ player. He has a 59% win ratio in this matchup with 34 televised matches played, and the last Zerg player that he played against was in Code A, was Serious. He took him down without losing a single map. So this is really something. He's a great mirror match player. Won against Slayer's Min and took down a few other players, like for example Seal, Lenog, Anyong. This all were already a little bit, quite a while ago. But still, the bottom line is he's awesome in the mirror match. On the other hand, we have Yu-Gi-Oh, who is always struggling. He was struggling a little bit, but today I feel we have a different player. All the statistics just go right out the door.
Yeah, right now his win rate for today is 100%, and he wants to continue that streak. Baneling Nest for both players. The defensive Spinecrawler goes down for Sniper, whereas his opponent is actually droning up 6 more drones, and he's going to take a slight lead, at least initially here, because he didn't make his lings. And both players have a great amount of Overlord coverage on the map. This is not going to become a problem unless mutas are made. They're just very safely moving into the mid-game here. Yep. And who's going to make the Roach Warren first? That's what I'm wondering about. Look at this. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has his Baneling Nest is just finishing, but even before it does, Sniper wants to make 2 defensive Banelings. He's playing very safely right now.
I don't blame him at all. It's like MVP today was running into this huge big wall, and they need someone to tear it down. Currently, we have a lot more Zerglings for the Slayer Zerg play. He's trying to be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, he had 2 sets of Banelings to be a trap for the MVP Sniper Zerg, but unfortunately for him, one of them was found, and we see that Sniper is actually the first player to go for Roach Warren, whereas Yu-Gi-Oh! Takes 2 additional gases and starts his own. Yeah,
drops his own Roach Warren now, so they're kind of skipping this early game where you have the Ling and Baneling aggression. Just a bit of poking. It's basically just Yu-Gi-Oh! Testing the waters a little bit, trying to have a quick look if he can overwhelm Sniper because his opponent was too greedy, but that's not really likely to happen.
Yeah, it's testing the waters. It puts a little bit of pressure on. Just being persistent at the front of the base just really annoys the player, maybe cause him to drop less. I can't believe this happened. Again! How does he do it? He gets in the main base, he walked around the natural god in the main, he saw everything from Lair Tech to Roach Warren.
No, he actually missed
did not
the deck,
see the Lair.
Okay. Was not close enough.
Well, either way, he got in the main base, and he got the information about the Roach Warren timing. Uh-oh, gotta be so careful here. That Queen is way out of position. That was not a good trade with those bans, though. And that is going to be enough for Sniper to take a quite hefty lead here in supply, especially the Roaches he just started.
Currently, we have the tech for both of them halfway done. They started the timing at the same time, and now the question is, of course, what exactly are they going to do on Lair Tech? Because so far, we have not a lot of gas invested for Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, most likely both of them are going to drop the infestation, but here I don't really see too much sneaky transitions going on. But still, we might be surprised. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is dropping a 3rd right now. Yeah. Wants to get ahead in economy.
He's dropped that 3rd. He made a few extra drones. He's 5 drones up on his opponents. Basically, the difference in supply that you see here is mostly due to the Roach production of Sniper. Roaches do take a lot of supply up, and when you start to produce those, they can kind of inflate that supply number. Uh-oh! Those Roaches are going to come and save the day, but really nice scouting information there for Yu-Gi-Oh! He's also making that Overseer. He may need to just cancel this 3rd base. I don't think holding it is going to be reasonable to expect. In fact, if he just bypasses the 3rd, this is still going to be a really scary pressure attack.
There are not really a lot of units out for Yu-Gi-Oh! He doesn't have the army supply. His Roach count is much lower. Both of them just starting at the speed here, but not a real advantage for Yu-Gi-Oh! The question is, does he really know about this 3rd? He doesn't try to go for it. He heads straight into the natural. He wants to end this game now. Sniper that is, and he has actually a pretty decent spot. He's way ahead in army supply.
Yeah, way ahead. Those Banelings go off, but they're not very useful. And this actually could be the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! With the rest of the Link streaming in. Like I said, man, you skip the natural, or rather skip the 3rd base, go into the natural, and then you can just do so much damage with an attack like this. He saw blood in the water. He's going for the Banelings.
Oh, no! Yeah, he takes them down. He goes straight for the drones. Those Banelings did way too much damage.
He's dancing! He's dancing them!
This might be the end of the reign of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Pharaoh is down.
I think so, man.
He took down 3 players, but finally, is it really Sniper who ends his reign? Is it Sniper who finally completes the job and takes down the Slayer Zerg player? Kind of looks like it.
Yeah, and he's down to 49 supply. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! has made his last Roach.
Sniper is a ZVZ specialist and he's showing it again. He's in the main base already. The Harvester count is now 25-46 in favor of MVP Sniper, and it looks like the Zerg player in blue is the savior for his team today.
Yeah. Look at this. He's got no drones really mining. He sends 4 over there, 5. 25 drones to 46. He has a third hatchery, but that's not going to be enough production to save him. Besides that, his opponent's hatchery at the third is also done. He's got fungals ready to go with the pathogen glands finishing up here. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Did a great run, but Sniper was able to do what Keen was not. He's able to take him out here. And the game actually has not ended yet. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to need a miracle to be able to come back, though.
Yeah, he definitely needs a miracle if he wants to come back into this game. He's so far behind in economy, and now we have Sniper on 3 bases as well. This is quite the problem for the Slayers, Zerg. A 30 supply disadvantage in a mirror match is really devastating, and still in the Harvest account, he's way behind. He doesn't have the income, and he can't match his opponent's army. It's not like he can just say, okay, I have the better army right now, and I can just walk across the map and try to even the score. He simply can't.
Yeah, I mean, with the Infestors out, it's going to make this so difficult. Now, there is a ZVZ that we watched recently, and I think you'll remember this quite well. Roro versus Dongrigu.
Yeah.
That did show that in situations like this, when you're so behind, there are ways that you can get back into the game if your opponent is too passive. If you take a lot of risks and get away with them, you certainly can come back, but that is very uncommon. And at this point, just with all the tech that's coming out for Sniper, it just doesn't seem reasonable. One thing I will say about him that's a little bit odd, that I feel he made a little mistake on, is he did get his +1 for his roaches very late. So there's going to be a fairly large window where he does not have +1, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Does. And if Yu-Gi-Oh! Realizes this, with all the great scouting he's been putting on with his Overseers, maybe he can capitalize on it.
He has to overcome a huge supply lead for his opponent, though. 40 supply ahead, that's where Sniper is right now. And yeah, here comes the Slayers. They're going in, trying to take this, but against the Infestors, it's going to be tough. He's going for Hydralisks right now, but still, he is behind in economy. He's just trying to make something work, but Sniper knows that time is working in his favor, so he's trying to delay this attack for as long as possible.
Yeah, he even killed some tumors there. It looked intentional, but sometimes that can just happen when you have an Overseer near your army. But, I mean, whether he intentionally did it or not, obviously now is not the moment for him to be attacking into Infestors. So killing those tumors would help him out just slightly against the attack the Sniper wants to put on him. I mean, look at the spite out. It's really starting to kick in. All the extra production, all the economy. It's 176 to 114. That is just a massive deficit that he has to overcome. He's making 12 drones right now, and the attack is on. He sees it with the Overseer. Yeah. He has to respond. He doesn't have a lot of money to make units with, nor does he have units to spend. He doesn't have drones to spend on spines. He doesn't even have the minerals really to make spine crawlers.
Sniper is now camping the high ground, and he has the army to do it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Just waiting for the Hydralisk, waiting for the range upgrade, trying to have this small advantage over his opponent, but Sniper is not waiting around. He's not wasting time now. He has the better army and he's moving in. He's maxed out, and this is the time that he chose to be aggressive, trying to find an opening here. A great fungal by Sniper. He's moving in with his roaches, pulling his way through the forces of Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Slayer Zerg. He took down 3 opponents, but this is not a game he can win anymore.
And as he can dance as he might, but he will not win this game. Infestors get dropped. Hydralisk looking a little bit awkward here. And now the drones will fall, every last one of them. And that is it. Sniper has sniped his first victim. And he will walk into the main.
Goes into the main, takes down the tech, takes down the queen. A little bit of dancing going on for Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. He knows that he has lost this game, lost this match. And here comes GG.
He has been slain.
He has been sniped.
Yeah.
Sniper takes the ZVZ. He is a Zerg mirror specialist, and he has shown it once again. Yu-Gi-Oh! Defeated 3 opponents, one of them being Keen. He has done an awesome job, much more than most people expected from him. Had a great run here, but Sniper, he ended it.
Yeah, it was just too much. So we're looking really happy here. And the Slayers team, though, not too disappointed. They're still very ahead here. And this is when the roster of Slayers starts to show for the first time today. Because so far, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been playing all the cards, quite literally in this case. But now, who's it going to be? Who do they want to send out here? Do they send someone like Genius out? Do they want to play someone a little bit more, more well-rounded, I suppose, than Genius? I don't know who they're going to choose here, actually.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting choice. Sniper is a very strong opponent. He has shown this multiple times. He has shown it in Code S. He has shown it in up and downs in Code A. Every single time that this guy is in the booth, he is an opponent that you have to really... Yeah, you have to respect him.
Yeah.
If you don't, he will punish you. So for Slayers, this is a tough choice. Everything went well in the team match so far. They are up 3-1, but they still need to win 2 more games. And one of these opponents is going to be DRG, most likely. The other one is Sniper. So who's it going to be? Will we see Genius right away? I don't really think so, but well,
let's see.
There we have the bench, and...
Is it actually going to be Eve? I can't be. It's just a joke. It can't be. Is it really? She's really going to do it? This is insane. I'm actually still making sure this isn't a joke.
Yeah, me too.
And it's real.
It's Eve, okay.
This is real. Eve is going to play the first female StarCraft 2 player to play in GSTL. She'll be the first one.
And the fans love it.
The fans are pretty happy about this, and I have to say, I'm really interested to see what sort of strategy she'll employ. Also, the map pick is what I'm quite curious about.
Yeah. This is going to be quite the interesting game.
Yeah.
Jessica and Box are smiling like crazy just now.
Yeah, I think that was the reaction they were hoping for. This is her first time playing a Code B ranked player. Never been able to qualify, and to my knowledge, actually never attempted. Now, this is really interesting. The map is Daybreak. That's her choice. She wants to play on, I suppose, the most balanced map, the most flat, just straight up map that there is. And her settings are, being set up now, as you can see. Getting a little bit of help here.
Yeah, exactly. Getting some help with the settings, with the hotkeys and everything. On the other hand, we have, of course, Sniper already established in his booth. He wants to take a second win here. Daybreak is the map that she chose to play. It is Eve. I still can't believe it. When we saw her on the roster earlier, I was like, yeah, maybe they're going for it. But yeah, it's still a little bit surprising that they actually do it.
Yeah, I actually thought, I had this idea that maybe we would see not only Eve come and do something like this, but also maybe Sella in the booth one last time.
Sella would be nice.
I thought about that, and it's still, he's not officially on the roster, but I suppose since he is part of the team, he could technically go in there and do it, or even the Emperor himself.
They should allow him to play. They should actually allow Boxer to play, and he asks his own team if it's okay to play for Slayers one more time, and they're like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but
this is going to be really interesting. The map is Daybreak. I don't know what sort of plan we're going to see. Eve, I feel, based on what I've seen from her in the past, I actually played one game against her once. I've seen her practice with other players in the GOM house as well. She's a pretty decent player. She's probably improved a lot since then because that was a long time ago. Plays Terran, but I know she's just not as experienced as the other players on the bench. She hasn't been playing as long. Maybe she's going to go for a proxy. I don't know if now is the time to talk strategy, but we'll see. That's all I can really say.
I would certainly expect some kind of either proxy play or some kind of strategy that is more a bit of a coin flip. I don't really feel that she has it to take a player like Sniper in the longer macro game.
Yeah.
I might be completely wrong here, but that's just my personal impression that I so far got from talking to Sella multiple times and also seeing her in a few tournaments, mostly female tournaments that we had. There was this one, I think it was in China, the Zoe tournament that they held place. I think the final it was Scarlet against Aphrodite.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And a lot of fans really happy that she's going to be playing, as you can see there.
They definitely are. This is going to be an interesting one. This is going to be a really interesting game.
It is going to be interesting. She's still working on her settings right now, hasn't joined the lobby just yet. Sniper, though, let's talk about him in this matchup. He has actually shown really great late game against Terran, and he's a good all-around player. Even though he's a Zerg specialist, he's good against Protoss and against the Terran matchup as well. And I think that having him be the fourth player is a good, strong anchor you can kind of rely on before you have to go into probably Dongerigu as your final player. So I like that they chose him here, and I think that Eve is going to have a really hard time against this guy, not just because she's not as experienced as he is, but he knows how to play this matchup. He knows how to play it well. well.
I completely agree. Another factor is that so many players have problems with nerfs when they play here in the studio, and sometimes even in the up and downs, or in like the first round of Code A, the studio is really far away from the middle of Seoul, so sometimes we have not this much of an audience here, which makes it a little bit easier for the players to play. Even in our early morning sessions, when there's just no audience, there's no real production here, it's just basically a stream that is made for the online audience, where players can completely relax and be just focused on the game. A lot of players state that when they are in the booth, they have nerf issues. But now we have this huge crowd here, and everyone is watching Slayers.
And
so many people
so excited.
Yeah, everyone is so excited that she's playing.
And she's never been in the booth before.
Exactly, that's the point. It would affect me so much, even if there was not this huge amount of pressure and the audience here expecting it. But it's like, wow, can she handle that?
Yeah, that's what we're going to find out. Right now, we saw Yu-Gi-Oh! Walk over 3 players like it was nothing. He got a lot of good scouting information. He got some early run-bys. Really nice play from him. But now this is a completely different animal. And you can see, of course, Jessica behind us. She's actually in front of us, but on the screen she's behind us. That's kind of an irony.
Yeah, I'm getting all different confused. I see the preview monitor, I saw the picture, and then I'm looking over there.
Then you see that I'm like looking in a weird direction that I'm not expecting either, because I'm looking at the preview monitor. I feel like I'm in a house of mirrors right now. Well,
okay, who's it now?
I don't know.
The Emperor.
It's Boxer again. So.
I'm actually so tempted when I see his face on the screen to just throw something at him, just like a piece of paper, and he catches it or whatever. Just to kind of screw a little bit with the Korean camera production here. They're probably going to kick me immediately, but I'm like, ha!
That would really make my brain hurt, actually, watching on the preview screen you throw something externally
in this direction, it happens in the other direction.
Yeah,
it's like, what?
Oh, yeah, Please don't ever talk about that again.
I'm going to influence the Matrix.
I'm in my own world right now. I've got there's like a box around me, actually. I'm looking at the screen, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at the camera. Everything else is external, and when those two worlds collide, when I look at something like a camera within a camera, and I see myself, whoa, I definitely should never experience time travel. That would be too much for me.
I feel like Wolf is going to explode in just a second.
I am about to crash, I think.
Can we reboot you? Is that
Just
possible?
close a bunch of extra programs. All right.
Okay. What about the hair obsession? Can we close that down? How much RAM is that taking?
It's not too much.
Not too much.
Not too much right now. Yeah, because today I was really focused on these teams, not so much the hair, but a lot of things I wanted to say earlier. And I could say them now. But the thing is, there's no hair on camera. Well, there's one person's hair on camera right now.
Well, Wolf, this has to be a wet dream come true for you. This is the first time that we have a girl on camera and you can talk about her hair.
I can. Well, I've talked about other girls' hairs, like interviewer girls' hairs before. I've talked about Jessica's hair before,
but does
which looks
really count?
good today. Yeah, I think so. The first girl player, though. Because when Aphrodite played in that one match that we cast for the WCS qualifiers, she
we
was
didn't
not
have
on
her on camera. Exactly.
So it's a little bit special today. We'll see her again soon enough, though, and I'll do the necessaries.
If they are able to fix her settings, her hotkeys, or whatever that is they're currently struggling with, because so far she hasn't joined the lobby. We have Sniper waiting. Might be a strategy.
Yeah.
Trying to weird him out a little bit. I don't really think that's what's going on.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Pending.
There's the invite, and I guess we'll have her in the lobby in just a few seconds.
Oh, she really pulls off the bangs, as you can see here, but she does it with the longer hairstyle. And you notice that with this style, she looks really similar to a famous singer, IU, who she actually sang with on a variety show once. There's a YouTube video about that. You can look it up.
Oh, she chose green?
Yeah, so far so green. MVP is actually blue right now. I think the color should be switched because Sniper's actually wearing a green shirt right now. Think about that.
Okay, now you're confusing me.
Weird. They need to switch those colors.
Okay,
they switched it.
They made her switch the color. Now she's back in red. And yeah, I guess we can start the game. So far, it looks like everyone is ready to go. We certainly are. And we have a Terran versus Zerg coming up. Game number 5 here at the GSTL match. It's the last match for Slayers. After the match today, they are going to disband. And of course, this also means that if they win this team match, LGIM will get a bye next week and will advance without having to play an actual match. If MVP, on the other hand, wins, then we will have Team MVP up against LGIM. Let's have a look at our players. To the left, of course, E for the Slayers team, and Sniper after defeating Yu-Gi-Oh! To the right.
This is awesome what we're seeing right now. Sniper is taking off the jacket, rocking the t-shirt right now. A little bit of a yawn there. maybe saying that Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a little bit boring for him. Now he's going to take on a girl. First time a girl has played in this studio, in fact, I feel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's actually the case.
Yeah.
Excluding people who took photos in the booth, which does happen from time to time.
Yeah, actually that's true. There were quite a few already. But let's see how this game is going to play out. Daybreak is the map here. The match is about to go live. Match number 5 here. The GSTL Slayers up against MVP, and we have Eve versus Sniper.